My water broke at 2 a.m. It wasn't a slow trickle. It was like a balloon popping. I gasped. Pain shot through my back. I shook my husband, Mark. "It's time," I said. He jumped up, full of energy. But he didn't grab my hospital bag. He didn't grab my hand. He grabbed his car keys. He ran to the garage. I followed him stumbling, stopping every few feet as a contraction hit. When I got to the garage, he was standing in front of his car. A brand new, pearl white luxury sports sedan. He had bought it 3 days ago, with our savings, without asking me. "Get in," I gasped. "We have to go." Mark looked at me. Then he looked at the passenger seat. Pure white, pristine Italian leather. Then he looked back at my legs, where fluid was still dripping onto the concrete floor. He clicked the key fob. The doors locked with a loud chirp. "No," he said. I thought I misheard him. Another contraction hit me. I doubled over. "Mark, open the door," I screamed. He shook his head. His face was cold. "You are leaking," he said. "You will ruin the upholstery. That leather is custom. It will stain. I am having your baby," I yelled. "Call an Uber." He wasn't joking. He turned around and walked back inside. I stood alone in the cold garage, looking at the car he chose over his son. I fumbled with my phone. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely type. Uber arriving in 12 minutes. 12 minutes! I sat on the curb outside our house, in a puddle of my own amniotic fluid, breezing through contractions alone in the dark. Mark came outside after 5 minutes, not to help me. He had a microfiber cloth in his hand and started wiping a microscopic smudge off the rear bumper of the car. "Make sure the Uber driver," he said, "doesn't take the speed bumps too fast. I'll follow behind you." The Uber arrived. The driver, named David, took one look at me and turned pale. He didn't care about his upholstery. He helped me into the back seat. He drove like a maniac to the hospital. Mark followed in his precious white car, driving exactly the speed limit so he wouldn't risk a rock chip in the paint. The labor was a nightmare. 26 hours. Complications. The baby's heart rate dropped twice. They almost had to do an emergency C-section. I was terrified. I needed my husband. Where was Mark? He was in the hospital parking garage for 3 hours. He was arguing with the parking attendant because the spaces were too narrow. He didn't want anyone opening a door into his side panel. When he finally got to the delivery room, he didn't ask how I was. He didn't ask about the baby's heart rate. He sat in the chair in the corner, looking at his phone, checking the security camera feed from our driveway to make sure the car was safe. When our son, Leo, was finally born, Mark held him for 2 minutes. Then he handed him back to me. "I have to go move the car," he said. "The sun is coming up. UV rays are bad for the dashboard." He left me alone with a newborn to go protect a dashboard. They kept me in the hospital for 3 days. Mark visited twice. Both times he complained about the smell. He said hospital antiseptics stick to clothes. And transfer to the car seats. On the 3rd day, I was discharged. Mark picked us up. He had put a plastic tarp over the passenger seat, like I was a muddy dog. "Don't move around too much," he said. "The leather is still breaking in." I looked at him. Really looked at him. I didn't see my husband anymore. I saw a shallow, empty man who loved a machine more than his son. We got home. He spent an hour cleaning the tires while I struggled to carry the baby inside. That night, while Mark was asleep, I went into his home office. I opened the filing cabinet. I was looking for the birth certificate forms, but I found something else. The vehicle title for the white sports car. I picked it up. I read the names on the ownership line. Mark Davis or Sarah Davis. Or. Not and. Or. It meant either one of us could legally sell the car without the other's permission. He had used our joint savings, so the dealership put both names on it. He was so obsessed with the car, he never even read the paperwork. A slow smile spread across my face. It was the first time I had smiled in 4 days. The next morning, Mark woke up early. "I'm taking the car to a car show," he said. "Gotta show off the new beauty." "Have fun," I said. I was feeding Leo. Mark didn't even kiss the baby goodbye. He kissed the hood of the car, though. I saw him do it. As soon as he was gone, I made a phone call. To my brother, Mike. Mike is a mechanic, and he hates Mark. "Mike," I said, "how much cash do you have right now?" Maybe $20. Why?" "Bring it over," I said. "I have a deal for you." Mike arrived in his rusty pickup truck. I met him in the driveway. I was holding baby Leo in one arm and the white sports car keys in the other. The car was gleaming in the sun. It was beautiful, and I hated it. "I want to sell you this car," I said. Mike laughed. "Sarah, that's an $80,000 car. I have $20. "No," I said. I held up a single dollar bill. I had taken it from Mark's wallet. "I am selling it to you for $1. Mike's jaw dropped. "Are you serious? Mark will kill you." "He can't." I showed him the title. It says OR. It's perfectly legal. "There's just one condition." "What?" "You have to take it right now, and you have to treat it like a farm truck." Mike grinned, an evil grin. He pulled a greasy, oil-stained rag out of his back pocket. He wiped his muddy boots on the driveway. Then he opened the door and sat directly onto the pristine white leather. He tossed the greasy rag onto the dashboard. He cranked the engine. He revved it, hard, cold, and peeled out of the driveway, spraying gravel everywhere. I watched the car disappear down the street. I felt lighter than I had in years. Mark came home at 6 p.m. He walked into the house. He didn't say hello. "Where is the car?" he demanded. "It's not in the driveway." I was sitting on the couch nursing Leo. "Oh, the car," I said calmly. "It was taking up too much space, so I got rid of it." He froze. "You what?" "I sold it." His face turned purple. "You can't sell my car. You don't have the right." I pulled the photocopy of the title out from under a couch cushion. I threw it at him. "Read the fine print, Mark. Or." He snatched up the paper. His hands were shaking. "Who did you sell it to? How much did you get? We need to buy it back." "I sold it to my brother Mike," I said, "for $1. I thought he was going to have a stroke. He made a sound like a dying animal. He ran out the front door. He called Mike. I could hear Mike laughing on the other end. "Sorry, buddy," Mike yelled loudly. "No takebacks. By the way, this thing hauls manure really well. The white seats hide the bird poop nicely." Mark dropped his phone on the grass. He fell to his knees in the driveway, crying. Not the way a man cries when he loses his family, the way a toddler cries when he drops ice cream. He looked at the empty spot where his metal god sat. I stood in the doorway, holding our son. "You locked me out when I was in labor because you didn't want to stain the leather. Well, don't worry. The leather is getting plenty of stains now." I went back inside and locked the door. He didn't have a key. They were on the ring Mike just drove away with. The divorce papers arrived yesterday. He is fighting for custody of the empty garage space. He hasn't asked to see Leo once. But I heard from Mike that Mark was seen parked outside Mike's shop, just staring at the car, which is now covered in mud and has a giant "baby on board" sticker slapped crookedly on the rear bumper. Sometimes you have to destroy what someone loves to show them they don't know how to love at all.